Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, Nia Leah. Well, actually, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. But you can call me Nia Leah. I go by that name as well. But yes, we are here to talk about two topics. Two people. I'll say that. Cenat and Mr. Beast. I'm gonna first start off with Cenat. So there was an incident that happened where I believe Chris V was accused of a controversy, but people were confused as to who cameraman he was. So let me read this article for you guys, so we can talk, so we can figure out who the cameraman really belonged to. It says, Kai Cenat is no longer working with Complex Magazine after they confused AMP Chris Next Door with Chris V amid controversy. So when I first read this, I didn't understand it at all. So I had to go get up another article, and it was this one. So who is Chris V? AMP's cameraman accused of sending inappropriate text to minor. So you hear it again? It's AMP's, not Kai Cenat. According to the screenshots, which were shared from a newly made account, Chris V's conversation with them began on an innocent note, but then it got comfortable. Then he got comfortable. I cannot read today. Excuse me. The conversation shows that Chris V played video games with them and even made multiple FaceTime calls. Rapper AMP, whose real name is Brandon Quentin Adams, has not reacted to the incident. Chris V, the cameraman of rapper AMP, is under fire on social media after screenshots of him sending inappropriate texts to a minor were shared. According to the screenshots, which were shared from a newly made account, Chris V's conversation with them began on an innocent note, but then it got comfortable. The conversation shows that Chris V played video games with them and even made multiple FaceTime. Oh, I'm reading this again. Multiple FaceTime calls. Rapper AMP, whose real name is Brandon Quentin Adams, has not reacted to the incident. However, social media users attacked Chris V. Here are some of the comments on it. It says, I condemn pedophilia, but some people should wait on Chris' response before tarnishing his name. One user wrote, these serious accusations are from a brand new account and the girl has not revealed herself. The story is still developing and I think people should wait on more evidence and statements. I agree so on that. Bruh, I read AMP and Chris in the same sentence. I was about to flip, another said. So they got this dude right here. I have to go by skin tone. Chris V is this light skinned dude. He is AMP's cameraman. So let's go back. This here is Chris. His name is Chris Next Door. So both of them are Chris. This is Chris Next Door. This is Kai Cenat's cameraman here, if I'm correct. So let me gonna go over again. So AMP member Chris Next Door went off against Complex Magazine. We're gonna talk about them next. Magazine for confusing him with Kai Cenat's camera person's Chris V, an individual who has been alleged to be involved in an inappropriate conversation with minors. In his recent Twitch broadcast titled Dear Complex, the creator called out Complex Magazine for their horrendous reporting on the matter. Further, he claimed that Kai Cenat had decided to stop working with the publication for their future joint ventures. He said, Kyle already said that they don't want to do ish with y'all niggas no more, bro. AMP Chris Next Door implies potential illegal action against Complex Magazine for confusing him with Kai Cenat's camera person Chris V. So AMP Chris Next Door says Kai Cenat is no longer working with Complex and will have lawyers comp- involved after Complex wrote an article about Chris V talking inappropriately to minors but wrongfully accused AMP Chris instead. So I believe what happened is all these people are working together, but I believe that Kai Cenat was what the problem is. Kai Cenat personal cameraman is Chris Next Door. And let me show you guys. Like Kai Cenat had fired this dude and everything because he read, articles. We all read, I guess it was sent to Complex or whatever like that. The girl has sent it to Complex. Let me play this video for you guys before I go and read the article from Complex.
In today's news, we have Cenat Now, Kai's cameraman was accused of messaging the minor that was 17 years old. In the claim leaks, many chats were shared on Twitter, and the minor, who is 19, released screenshots alleged that Kris knew that she was 17 years old at the time. But one of the leaked messages shows that she lied about her age, where she states, "I'm actually 17, my friends told me to say I'm 19. Here are the rest of the leaked messages. Now, the victim claims that she reached out to Kai and his team multiple times but received no response. In the following DM message:
"Hi Kyle, recently seen a clip about you speaking on the other and Mr. Beast situation. I do wanted to let you know that Kris, your cameraman, is definitely a pedo too. I remember coming across him on OME TV while I was on Discord, sharing my screen to my friends. They told me that his name is Kris, and that he is Amp's cameraman. I said, hi Kris, which got his attention, because he was curious how I knew his name. He asked for my age. I lied, said 19 because my friends told me to. And I just went W it. He asked for my Instagram. I gave it. As soon as he DM'd me, I told him my real age, because I know it's not really cool to lie about that. And from there, I thought he was going to stop answering, but then it led to him being down for a 1v1 on COD, which I thought was fine. Later on, it turned out to him being flirtatious, and then texting me wild shez. You shouldn't say to a minor. During this time, I just turned 17. 1 AM, now 19. This happened Dec 2221, Feb March 2222. I will gladly show you all the screenshots. I'll have to prove this. We also used to FaceTime. I remember there was a time he passed the phone to you and I was telling you that I could also beat you on a 1 versus 1. I don't know if this helps to remember me.
Now, other leaks shows an iMessages, and some criticise these screenshots in the following:
Hey weirdo for wanting a 17, but legal age is 17 in the city. And for 2, you can clearly tell she deleted a lot of messages on iMessage. She respond to everything, but the iMessages, we need to see his nahas or something. No way N-word. Going to believe a source with an iMessage with the name Kris. Anyone could make that up unless we see a number, and it aligns with his.
Cenat also spoke out on the situation and confirmed. Here is a clip.
Apparently, it's not even apparent. It's here clear as day. In 2021, you just got caught talking to a minor who was 17 years old, and it's just annoying when shit happen and shit come my fucking name every time, bro. I get connected in situations. Come and relax, bro. Apparently in 2021, was caught talking to somebody that's not the age of consent. Gets bad because she lied about her age. She said she was 19. She ended up saying her age. Said she was 17. Right at that moment, you're supposed to stop texting. Right at that moment, you're supposed to drop all conversation. Anything that's below the age of consent, you're not supposed to talk to them. I asked her to confirm the iMessage, to confirm the number. It's confirmed. Alright? Shit is confirmed. And I'm just sick and tired of having to do this. Because it's like, damn. And it's fucked me up the whole day, gang. Like the whole day.
Dante's take on the Cenat Cameraman allegations: inappropriate messages to a minor.
I mean, we're going to see a lot of, Kai's friend, Kai's cameraman. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, that isn't his cameraman and stuff like that, but they're going to attach Kai's name to it heavy because obviously that's the thing that's going to reel people in order to add Kai to a situation that he's not involved in, bro. Kai probably knew the whole time. Kai probably approved of it. I seen the tweet, I seen the thread, and I'm not gonna lie, it's crazy to be told that someone's underage, because she initially lied, and then she was like, okay, I'm actually like underage, and then he was still like, what? That's crazy though. Like, I'm really kind of horny still. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, yo, bro, this can't be real, man. This can't be real, dude. Like, we gotta do better, bro. We gotta do better, man. All right. What tweet?
Kaya, Most Critical's co-host, the official podcast. I think it's okay to ask an 8.
So this is Streamer TV. I'll put the rest of the video down below so you can go see for yourself. So this was the video that I saw on the blogs, and it's weird that nobody came back and because he came back and replied later on to Complex, and I think Complex saw this reply from Cenat. But this started. If you go back, this started with this young lady. She tried to reach out to Kai. Let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all some advice. Somebody who's really big at Kai, he's not going to be able to read all those messages in his inbox or in his DMs. There's no way. He's probably getting a whole bunch of emails. So there's no way he's going to be able to respond. Sometimes I miss response from some people, and I'm not even big. So I just want to let people know that. Now, if you look at the name, it says Kris. It doesn't say ChrisV, and it doesn't say ChrisNxtDoor. So ChrisV is the one that was talking to this minor. It was not ChrisNxtDoor. ChrisNxtDoor is Kai's cameraman. Kris, it says AMP is AMP, but I believe that's not his personal cameraman. That is the person who I mentioned earlier. I think his name is Brandon. That is, I'm trying not to confuse it, but ChrisV is Brandon's. I'm probably not sure the name. That's his cameraman. So that's where the confusion came in at. And the reason why they brought this up is because Kai was speaking on Ava, Mr. Beast. That's why I say we might as well go ahead and talk about Mr. Beast while we at it. Now, here's the video. It says Kai Cenat goes off on a complex after they mix up ChrisNxtDoor with ChrisV. So let me play this for you guys.
Off on Complex because they mixed up ChrisNxtDoor with Kai's old cameraman, Kris, which if you don't know, he got exposed for talking to an underage girl.
Y'all had the nerve to put out a false article about one of the AMP members, and all you had to do was do 30 seconds of research. ChrisNxtDoor ain't do shit. We have a lot of shit we were supposed to do in the future, Complex. There's a lot of shit that y'all wanted me for. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that tie right there, bro. Just because a dumbass nigga who wrote an article fucked up, and him being my mans, bro, I'm not working with you. I ain't doing shit with Complex until further notice. That shit is ridiculous, bro. It just takes 5 seconds of research, my. What the fuck? Nigga, that's so fucked up, because when you search up his name, it's a case that you search up ChrisNxtDoor's name now, it's a possibility that somebody who doesn't know shit could just run across that article. Just because you're dumb, they want to do no fucking research, bro.
Well, there you have it. They mix up they mix up the two people. And I don't know when this live stream was. I don't know what exactly is going on. Let me know if this is correct. But someone told me about that because I was about to make a video on Kai Cenat, and they told me no. And this happened just 2 hours ago. Like this just all happened just now, where he came out and said he's not working with Complex because they gave out false information. They got the wrong name, and I can see where people got the confusion from because ChrisNxtDoor, ChrisV. I can see how the names get mixed up. And then apparently this is a guy that used to be his old cameraman. ChrisV was his old cameraman. He's not currently working with Kai. And I think they're all working underneath somebody called AMP. And that's the problem. So everybody, the young lady assumed that it was automatically Kai because of the AMP above his name, but it's somebody else who's a part of the AMP that has their own cameraman. So let me go to Complex. This is where Kai Cenat breaks down while saying allegations that cameraman sex minor are confirmed. Now, if you scroll down on this, and I'm going to put the link down, hopefully they didn't change it, but it says, correction. A previous version of this article included a misidentification of the person being accused. Complex would like to apologize for any confusion this may have caused. This caused so much confusion. There's so many people out here with videos on Kai Cenat Cameraman. You guys already did the damage. It's too late. Y'all already did the damage. This is why I say we need to make sure. I'm glad that somebody stopped me before I made the video. It was my brother. And because he went to go research it. And he's like, hey, there's like an update 2 hours ago. You might want to bring that in. So yes, this was not Kai Cenat Cameraman. This was Brandon. I'll put both of these articles down there. This, it says, the conversation shows that ChrisV played video games with them and even made multiple FaceTime calls. Rapper AMP, whose real name is Brandon Quentin Adams, has not reacted to the incident. So that is his cameraman. Yeah, I'll put both of these articles down below so you guys can read it for yourself. But let's go on to Mr. Beast. Y'all, there's a lot to say. I got a lot to talk about Mr. Beast. A lot, lots. We got a lot to cover. So Mr. Beast admits to inappropriate language in the past videos following Ava, Kris, Tyson scandal. So I'm gonna play this for you guys so you can see so you can catch up as to what's going on out here. Let me play this video for y'all quick.
Mr. Beast just apologized after a clip from 2017 resurfaced of the YouTuber making racist and homophobic comments. Popular YouTuber Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, has been caught in a storm of controversy these past few weeks. It started with Donaldson firing his longtime friend and collaborator Ava Tyson after her alleged inappropriate conversations with a minor resurfaced. Mr. Beast took to X to share he hired an independent third party to investigate the allegations, and went on to write, "That said, I've seen enough online and taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of the inappropriate actions." But Mr. Beast is also caught in controversy over his latest game show, Beast Games, after fellow YouTuber Rosanna Pansino began collecting alleged testimonials from contestants.
What is going on here is beyond disgusting and extremely dangerous. So I'm going to read to you her message. "I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. People were having seizures because they were not getting medication. Men started realizing that they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. Water was scarce and kept running out as well. I had to sit with a bloody pad for 2 days before I could get undergarments and my reusable pads because I'm allergic to regular pads."
To hear more allegations made against Beast Games, you can find Rosanna Pansino on TikTok and YouTube, where she explains the claims in greater detail. But now there's a new controversy swirling around Mr. Beast, as Rosanna Pansino recently shared a clip from 2017 that shows Donaldson using a homophobic slur and responding to a comment about selling a black person for $400, to which Donaldson allegedly replies, "The most I'd pay is like $300. Sorry, $400 is just out of my price range for that type of stuff." A spokesperson for Mr. Beast responded to the controversy in a statement which reads, "When Jimmy was a teenager, he acted like many kids and used inappropriate language while trying to be funny. Over the years, he has repeatedly apologized and has learned that increasing influence comes with increased responsibility to be more aware and more sensitive to the power of language." The statement continues, "After making some bad jokes and other mistakes when he was younger, as an adult he is focused on engaging with the Mr. Beast community to work together on making a positive impact around the world." The spokesperson went on to claim that later in the resurfaced clip, Donaldson did attempt to quell the racist jokes in the chat. Many fans were unfazed by Mr. Beast's resurfaced comments, attributing them to the different online culture of 2017, while others were disturbed and upset by the recent controversy.
All right, so there you have it. So that's some of the stuff. That's not all of it. There's more. There's more stuff out there against Mr. Beast. Now, the stuff that he did back in 2017, or I guess when he was younger, I'm thinking that he was a lot younger, because I didn't know Mr. Beast was 26. I thought he was a little bit older. He looks older because maybe of the beard, but he was a lot younger when he was a teenager. Okay, I'll give him a pass on that. You're young, but I want to know what's going on currently with you, Mr. Beast. That's what we're going to talk about, because you was warned. You was warned about Ava Chris Tyson, so you knew all about it. And there's some other things I want to discuss before. No, I'm gonna discuss that afterwards. But if you guys did not know, Sunny V2 talked about Mr. Beast 1 year ago. He talked about Mr. Beast on April the 13th, 2023. It says in the title, "How will the Chris Tyson situation impact Mr. Beast?" Let me play this video for you guys. I might play the whole video so you guys can hear it for yourselves. But yeah, let's go back. Let me take y'all back.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for Mr. Beast's brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the Mr. Beast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better better, yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Kris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Kris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Kris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Kris's nails? Kris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Kris go from this to this?" while others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous, as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Kris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Kris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Kris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Kris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Kris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Kris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Kris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Kris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Kris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and Mr. Beast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. "There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times." Kris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Kris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that, I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure?" Although Kris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from Mr. Beast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. Mr. Beast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life." In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Kris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent livestream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes," Kris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Kris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
"Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you." Oh, yes.
Oh my God, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind, Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice shirt.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Kris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Kris's reputation and influence. However, if Kris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Kris, who implied that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Kris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So you're
if
a
I got it,
Keemstar?
bro.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Kris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Kris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Kris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Kris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Kris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Kris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Kris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
All right, so you guys hear that video. So this was 1 year ago. And shout out to Sunny V2. This is his video, it's not mine. Go check it out for yourself. I had to play the whole video for you guys. He broke it down as to what's going on, what went on with Ava. And I kind of gave this the side eye. I started to look at MrBeast in a different light, because yeah, I get that you don't want to be canceled with the LGBTQ community, but look what this guy did. I mean, this woman, look what she did. She, left her wife and kids to just up and go be a transgender woman. You didn't even care about your family. Like, you're doing this for your son. No, you're doing it for yourself. You're being selfish. So that was the first thing that I thought that came to my mind, because I was like, this is very odd, but MrBeast can't really say anything or do anything about it. But this is weird. Now, the weird thing about this too is, did y'all see this thing at Kris the Alt God? This was something that came up too. I thought was very interesting. They call each other gods. Did y'all know that? Let me play this part for you guys. Look at the name, Kris the Alt God. Look at that. Replying to Kris Alt the God. Replying to Kris Alt God. Yeah. So this was back in 2018 that somebody had posted this, I believe, on a Sunday, and it says MrBeast say Ava Kris Tyson penis size is huge. Let me boost this up so you guys can see for yourself. Right here. And this was hashtag drama alert. Is a discount mint? No, he's not. His penis isn't big enough. I know. MrBeast. No, I know his penis size is huge. Is Hayden. Beast, are you gay? He spelled it wrong, but it's gay. That moment you deep throat a whole, you know what? I'll deep throat at Chris the meme god. Ick. Chris the meme god. Ha ha ha. At Mr. Beast. Joins in the comment on my penis size. I love it. What? So yeah, they call each other gods and stuff like that in their Discord. Very interesting. Now, there are people who are literally just saying why Sunny V2 won't apologize to Mr. Beast. That was another video, and y'all can go see that for yourself. And then it says Sunny V2 was right on long 6 days ago. The Mr. Beast situation got a lot worse. So Sunny V2 name has been coming up, and I knew I was waiting for people to bring it up because I knew all about this ever since last year. That he was pretty much warning Mr. Beast, like, you need to do something about this situation. He didn't do anything. Now, if you guys did not know, there were people who were dragging Sunny V2 for Mr. Beast. One of them was D'Angelo Wallace. There was some other people too that was literally dragging Sunny V2. And I'm gonna play this video for you guys. But the other videos I was trying to look for, and I knew who the person was, but I'm not gonna say their name because I couldn't find the video. But they deleted it. So I was like, okay, I said, I know this person had a Sunny V2 video as well. The person deleted the video, and I believe it's I might show their name too. And I thought that was very weird. I was like, okay, I'm giving a lot of these YouTubers the side eye now. I'm gonna start looking at people a little bit more closely because I thought that the people who I was subscribed to and people who I was watching, I thought they were cool YouTubers. But when they get caught in something like dragging Sunny V2 for Mr. Beast, they delete their videos. But I will say D'Angelo Wallace didn't delete his. So let me go play his video for you guys.
Needs no introduction as he's literally the largest individual creator on the platform. But if you've heard of Mr. Beast and you've never watched any of his content, then you may not have seen the other subject of today's video, Kris Tyson. Kris is part of Mr. Beast's crew, appearing in a ton of his videos over the years, and they've also been personal friends for even longer. And just for context, Kris has stated that they use any pronouns. So the final piece of this puzzle is the YouTuber who uploaded the video in question, Sunny V2. Sunny is a large documentary/commentary channel with over 3 million subscribers who's uploaded a ton of videos, but the one that instantly put him on everyone's bad side is called Why Kris Will Soon Be a Nightmare for Mr. Beast. So let's watch it.
In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Kris Tyson was changing.
Okay, so right from the jump, this is already such a dramatic way of editing and presenting the story. Like, why the impact sound effect? Why the black screen on changing?
Kris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as, "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech."
I should probably go to a nail tech, honestly, but I like painting my own nails. It's a nice way to waste a little bit of time. Though lately, I have found myself changing into a black screen.
Additionally, Kris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, same here. You ain't special. Well, you are special, but not for that reason. But no, obviously, the point of that tweet and the point that Sunny V2's video has been making so far is that Kris changed up their appearance quite a bit. Got it.
His Twitter photos kept insinuating that Kris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his Mr. Beast appearances.
So what Sunny has just spent the first few minutes of this video describing is something I like to call a non-issue. No amount of dramatic music or other intentional editing on Sunny's part will change the fact that what he's talking about literally does not matter. Someone changing the way they present themselves shouldn't even be a little bit controversial, but of course, according to the internet, it should be extremely controversial.
Viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Kris go from this to this?"
I love the sad face emoji, like, oh, I hate when people express themselves. Anyway, up until this point, I was actually pretty neutral on Sunny's video so far. He hadn't really shared any opinions thus far, and I sort of just assumed he was going to follow it all up by saying, "This is ridiculous." But instead of that, he just chose to be ridiculous himself.
The true catalyst for Kris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage.
Sunny goes on to dig all the way through Kris's personal history in some outlandish attempt to prove that they turned feminine because they got divorced. apparently.
He'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails.
I like how he felt the need to circle all 5 fingers, just in case it wasn't clear that their nails were painted. Anyway, I just want to emphasize that this is an insane jump to conclusions. Literally just bringing up completely unrelated personal issues from Chris's life to use them as some sort of behind the scenes explanation for completely harmless behavior. Sonny also kept doing things like this.
Kris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails.
Where he would just read a hate comment and then provide absolutely no rebuttal to it whatsoever. Like, do you agree with the comment? If not, you could say something. But the thing is, the tone of Sonny's video does agree with these comments.
While there was a possibility that Kris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image.
He'd rather double down is an inherently negative way to frame that. People almost exclusively use the term double down when they're trying to make a point that someone has committed to a wrong choice. And Sonny's entire video is already starting to frame Chris's transition as the wrong choice and inherently negative. But trust me, it gets so much worse. Anyway, Kris shared that they had actually been undergoing hormone replacement therapy, and Sonny shared more responses to that.
There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all really overestimate the importance of fathers, okay? Like, a good father, it's obviously a benefit to any child, but not all y'all are good. And conversely, the absence of a father doesn't mean that a child's going to turn out weak, or whatever point that this convoluted weak man times argument was trying to make.
Kris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy."
I'm really glad Kris responded to that tweet, because they had every right to. Y'all are really out here dragging people's children into Twitter discourse because you don't agree with them. Are y'all hearing yourselves? Anyway, after bringing up the fact that Chris's friends defended them, Sonny V2 takes like a positive tone for about 2 seconds and then immediately implies that Chris's transition is actually ruining Mr. Beast's friend group.
In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Kris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos.
Circling the dislikes to prove a point is actually really funny when you consider the fact that Sonny's video has an even worse dislike ratio. But anyways, this next part is pretty much the biggest reach that Sonny takes in this entire video, where he tries to show us this footage to prove that Kris is ruining the atmosphere in the friend group, but like, that's literally not what's happening at all.
Kris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you. Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you.
Fellas, is it incredibly uncomfortable to give a small laugh? The joke wasn't even about Mr. Beast being a woman. The joke is literally that the character is not Mr. Beast. This part of Sonny's video was so insanely forced. Like, once again, dramatic music does not change the fact that what you're presenting is not dramatic at all. And
All right, so you get what I'm saying. So that's D'Angelo Wallace. That's his video. Very incredible, good YouTuber. But yeah, I think he might wants to. I don't know what he want to do with this video. I don't know if he's gonna come back and make an update. But I find this very interesting. That this is why we need to. This is why I said, I'm gonna say it again. This is why we need to sit back a little bit, and we need to wait for things to play out, and not be so eager to make a video, because I was going to make a video on Sonny V2, but I waited. And I'm glad that I waited until this year. And some people had some things to say in the comment area. Let me read this comment down below. I saw a comment down below. So this was 9 days ago. Somebody said, "You may want to do an update on this, bruh. This has not aged well, especially the one calling Kris positive role model for kids. I honestly can't think anything worse. Kris was probably the first, or at least biggest, exposure of trans individual to hundreds of millions of kids, and then she is exposed as a groomer and a ped. Kris has done severe damage. Yeah, I actually feel bad for the trans community. People are not gonna let this slide. D'Angelo is a weirdo as well. Just wait for it. I hope not. Yeah, but it has been known about Kris and Mr. Beast's connection to I don't know what this Lola artist for months who drew pornified images of actual children, which is true. I heard about that. It's not about trans people. It's about certain individuals and what they do with power once they get famous. And I believe that it's not about hurting the community of the LGBTQ community. It's about getting the ones out of that community that's making it look bad. You get what I'm saying? That is making the community look worse than what it is. So I'm calling all the LGBTQ community people to start speaking up, and getting these people out of y'all community because it makes you guys look bad. And it says, he did show those kids love, all right. He. And then somebody said he. And then, yep, face. So, very, very interesting. I don't know what these people are gonna do, but yeah, y'all need to come back and make an update. Some people delete their videos because I know who the people were, and I couldn't find the videos when I went to the channel. This is the only one I saw. But you see that no, there was two. It's this guy and the other guy I showed earlier. They made videos a year ago because he made this video last year too as well. That's why I say wait till things unfold. So there's an app that he have. It's called Is the Mr. Beast Casino app a scam? So I've been hearing this too. It says the article will recommend actual safe casinos that have been vetted by our experts before delving into what the Mr. Beast Casino app scam is and how you can avoid falling victim to it. So let me read this. It says the Mr. Beast Casino app scam and how to protect yourself. The internet sensation Mr. Beast has been used by scammers who use a deep fake video to pitch a fake casino app called Mr. Beast Casino app to his millions of followers. The article will recommend actual safe casinos that have been vetted by our experts before delving into what the Mr. Beast Casino app scam is and how you can avoid falling victim to it. I had to read it again, I guess. It's at the top 5 casino apps instead of fake Mr. Beast. They show you all the apps that you can go to, y'all. Oh my god. Anyway, it says how the Mr. Beast Casino app scam works. When our team investigated the scam, we found that it all starts with a deep fake Facebook video that shows Mr. Beast claiming that he has been offered billions to sell his Mr. Beast app. No, Mr. Beast never operated a casino. The deep fake Mr. Beast promises players that if they download the app, they will receive thousands. We should state at this point that Mr. Beast is known for carrying out crazy stunts where strangers are given huge amounts of money, and since the deepfake video is convincing, the people watching the video think that they are watching a genuine Mr. Beast video. In addition to this, there are countless fake comments on the video by people claiming to have received huge amounts of money by downloading the Mr. Beast Casino app. Once someone clicks on the link, they are taken to a website that looks exactly like Google Play Store, but in fact, a clone site. The user proceeds to download what they think is Mr. Beast's Casino app, but what it actually is a malware. Once this has happened, the user is vulnerable to several security risks. So basically, they're breaking down how to have a safe casino app, and that's what they're doing down here. I'll leave this article. So yeah, y'all. That's another thing. There's more. There's more things on Mr. Beast. Yeah, there's more things on Mr. Beast. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. I couldn't even keep up with it. Child, it's a lot going on out here. So give me your thoughts on Kai Cenat. It's good to know that his, cameraman wasn't involved in that. That was somebody's other cameraman. Let me know what you think down below about that. And let me know what your thoughts down below about what's going on with Mr. Beast. I'm pretty much gonna say this. First thing first, we need to wait till things unfold. And second, I'm gonna say this too. I do believe that we need to be careful how we talk to young people online. If once they tell us their age, we need to act a certain way. We need to end the call. This is why I don't give out my information. But I do play video games and I stream on Twitch, and I do notice that kids do tend to want your Discord and they want to be in your DMs and things like that. And I would tell them, look, you can watch me play games, but I'm not talking to you on Discord. I don't play that. No, ma'am. I've talked about this back on my other gaming channel. as to why I told people I don't want to play games with kids anymore, because it just doesn't feel right and I feel uncomfortable and it's just inappropriate. I don't like it. And I've talked about this on my gaming channel. I've had kids, teenage boys trying to flirt with me. So no, absolutely not. So I felt uncomfortable. I know some other people don't, but I do. And this is why I said these kids are now older and they're now letting you see that what happened, what went on in this Discord and how things inappropriately happen. And you know what, Mr. Beast? You were warned by Sunny V2. Just saying. So, and also the other guy, before I go, let me know what y'all think on ChrisV, the cameraman who's accused of sending inappropriate text to a minor. Want to hear your thoughts on that. But yeah, as for now, see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's to religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you. Got you, they got you. They got you, got you, they got you.